Bill O'Reilly here, Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Wholesale prices surge 11%. Senator McConnell backs the gun bill. Congress beefs up security for families of Supreme Court justices. The number of workers testing positive for narcotics at a 20-year high. Also ahead, why violent crime is surging. But first, producer prices jumping 10.8%. The index measures the cost businesses pay for goods before you buy them. Hardest hit items: food, fuel, furniture, construction material like timber. The average household now spends $600 each month on higher prices than a year ago. That's more than $7,000 slash from the annual budget. Economists believe the U.S. could be in recession by fall. Senate Minority Leader McConnell says he will likely support the bipartisan gun bill. Said the top Republican, quote, "I'm comfortable with the framework, and if the legislation ends up reflecting what the framework indicates, I will be supportive." The new law will expand background checks, allocate federal dollars to school safety, and encourage individual states to enact red flag laws. Of course, this will do little to diminish violence. It's a purely political play. Congress passing legislation to provide more security for the families of Supreme Court judges. The final vote in the House was 396 to 27. The 27 were all Democrats. 24-hour protection will now be given to the justices, their families, and homes. A 26-year-old man, as you may know, was arrested outside the residence of Brett Kavanaugh last week. He was armed with a pistol, knife, duct tape, told cops he was there to kill Kavanaugh. The percentage of American employees testing positive for narcotics hitting the highest level in 2 decades. 4% of the entire workforce failed a mandatory drug test last year. That figure is up 50% compared to 2019. Many companies no longer screen for substances like marijuana because pot can be consumed legally in 18 states. Drug and alcohol abuse is responsible for 65% of all workplace injuries, and opiates are the major problem in the workplace. In a moment, violent crime on the rise. Why? Right back. Supply chain issues have been a catalyst to bring high-tech manufacturing back to the USA. My tech guy, the founder of Brownstone Research, calls it the Great Recalibration and discusses it in his new newsletter, Near Future Report. For 35 years, Jeff Brown has helped his subscribers safely navigate volatile times to preserve and grow wealth. He also answers your most pressing questions like how to protect your retirement from inflation. What are the implications of a new digital currency and the Great Reset? What will the Fed do with interest rates? And what's going to happen in the stock market this year? Brownstone Research has been at the forefront of major market moves for 35 years. Let Jeff help you by signing up for his newsletter today at a 75% discount. A 12-month subscription, only $49. So please go to jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com, jeffbrowntech.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day: social justice versus criminal justice. On his first day in office, President Biden said this, quote, "It is the policy of my administration that the federal government should pursue a comprehensive approach to advancing equity for all, including people of color and others who have been historically affected by inequality. Advancing equity and racial justice is the responsibility of the whole of our government," unquote. Well, social justice to some in law enforcement means not charging minority criminals who have been arrested. That's what is driving the crime surge in this country. Some stats. Last year, 2021, Aggravated assault across the USA up 12%. Manslaughter up 30%. Car theft up 12%. Property crime 8%. Domestic violence 9%. Rape 2%. And murder up a whopping 30%. 12 major U.S. cities broke their all-time homicide records last year, including Philadelphia, Indianapolis, Tucson, Louisville, and Portland, Oregon. Shootings also up 20% in America's largest cities, New York, L.A., Chicago. And most of the murders and shootings are caused by criminals, drug gangs. Stats on victims. Yearly murders in the USA, 25,000. Yearly rape victims, 460,000. Yearly robbery victims, 500,000. Yearly assault victims, 600,000. Far too many, obviously. Now, the only way to control violent criminals is to harshly punish them, and that, in the eyes of Joe Biden and other progressives, is injustice, because these criminals are largely minority. And the progressive left believes that the country, America, is so unjust, so biased, so racist, that the criminals are the victims. Can you believe this? That is the philosophy. That is why district attorneys in San Francisco, LA, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York are allowing violent criminals not to go unpunished. I believe it's sick because of all the victims. What about them? And the President of the United States is largely on board with this insane progressive vision. The solution: do not vote for politicians who use race as a policy guide. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. And please consider my new book, Killing the Killers, #1 in America, a great Father's Day gift. In a moment, something you might not know. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years, interest rates rising, and a recession may loom. Our retirement accounts are in real danger, no doubt about it. If you want to protect your future, please do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Plus, tell them O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Wow. So please don't wait. Call them now, 877-444-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. Historians routinely rank the worst presidents in American history. Bottom of the list typically includes Herbert Hoover, Warren Harding, Andrew Johnson. Dead last, the country's 15th commander-in-chief, James Buchanan. Here is the story behind Old Buck. Like Joe Biden, the Democrat was born in Pennsylvania. He worked in the U.S. House, the U.S. Senate, then became Secretary of State under President James Polk. Buchanan served as president himself from 1857 to 61. While in office, he did nothing, absolutely nothing, as the nation began to disintegrate. During his tenure, 7 southern states actually seceded from the Union, and the USA teetered on the brink of collapse. On his way out of office in March 1861, Buchanan dumped the whole slavery situation into the lap of Abraham Lincoln. Quickly, another 4 states left the Union. The Civil War began 1 month later. Even before the war, Buchanan was a controversial guy. He remains the only president to be a lifelong bachelor. His niece assumed the duties of First Lady. Questions about his orientation swirled throughout his lifetime. Much of the speculation involved his relationship with William Rufus King, an Alabama senator. King and Buchanan lived for 10 years in a tiny apartment. The duo often attended government functions together. Many believe the president's fondness for his Southern companion swayed his opinion about slavery. The two were so close that Tennessee Governor Aaron Brown referred to Senator King as Buchanan's better half, while Andrew Jackson mockingly referred to the pair as Miss Nancy and Aunt Fancy. While Buchanan's orientation is unimportant, there is little debate about his record. Old Buck is without a doubt the worst president in the history of the Republic. Will Joe Biden descend to the historical depths of James Buchanan? Doubtful, as the Civil War was the worst event in American history. But Mr. Biden, as it stands now, will be one of the worst performing presidents ever to serve. Back after this.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1102. That's 800-575-1102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.